Hello everyone, welcome to another amazing episode of Your Trauma Talks presents Trauma Behind the Glamor.
Step into the world behind the spotlight with Trauma Behind the Glamor, a powerful new podcast hosted by none other than Ra. Each week, Ra sits down with artists from all walks of life, models, fashion designers, actors, and musicians who share their unfiltered stories of struggle and resilience.
And today, our amazing guest that every single where we go, every fashion show, she's either hosting, she's either modeling, she's doing something. And I just found out that during the pandemic, and yes, here we come back to that depressing time of the pandemic, this amazing soul, Desiree Tulsidai Kinney, created her own business that was born, the Business Matchmaker. And let me tell you, and up to today, it's going successful. You're gonna hear her story from where she was to where she is today. She's an award-winning, not just a model, not just an actor, but she's award-winning for her businesses. She acquired the Lifetime Achievement Award from President Biden himself. This amazing young soul is here to tell you that never give up. Don't matter what happens. When it happens in the right moment for you. As Ra tell you every week, you cannot give up. And we bring these stories out for you every single week so you will understand you are not alone. So without further ado, let my amazing guest today tell you her story. Ladies and gentlemen, my rosters, I give to you all the amazing Desiree Tulsidai Kinney.
Thank you so much, Mr. Trauma Talks and your amazing team for making today happen. It is truly an honor to be here. And I will say we just celebrated Women's History Month, but I always say women are celebrated 365 days a year. And I just want to make it clear that everything I do is to empower and lift others as I climb, both equally men and women. But of course, I do have a big women's following, so I have to say they're a part of my journey. Wonderful women, like Monica, a lot of great super women, I call them, that each have their superpower inside of themselves. And I wear this crown today to symbolize every woman has the ability to wear a crown. Every woman is a queen. And what makes me so proud of this accomplishment is it's through the World Madame competition, which isn't just about the aesthetic exterior beauty. It's about the beauty you have within yourself and your ability to pass the torch to others and help them in their journey. It's about community service and activism, and it meant a lot to be a two-time winner, most recently Audience Choice champion. I want to say thank you to Billy Mitchell and Jack Mapira for giving me this opportunity to win this crown and be a part of this amazing pageant and this journey. So it's been amazing, the trajectory, and the Business Matchmaker means the world to me because I can lift business owners up, help them from dreaming small to believing in the big things that they can do for their brand. So it's been an amazing journey. Now, in terms of the success, I will say just because of the timing, coincidentally, I have a billboard going up for my client in a week in Times Square. And this is someone who never believed it was possible. But I told her it's not impossible. Believe I'm possible. Believe in yourself or no one else will. And it means the world. I can't disclose the beauty brand just yet, but let's just say you're about to see it go up in Times Square, and I couldn't be more proud of this queen and everything she has done. And all the clients that I get to serve with the Business Matchmaker, it means the world because I get to give them that confidence that they already should have within themselves, but maybe they don't see it. Empowerment is tricky. It's not about lacking. It's about unlocking the power that you have within yourself. And I'm excited to be here today because I'm not here to say everything's perfect, I have it all figured out. I have my trauma. I have my pain. I have the things that I've went through, that I'm going through as I'm doing this interview right now. And I will shed light on what I have been through in that journey. For instance, I have two parents that were diagnosed with cancer. One who is recovering as we speak. Dad, this interview is dedicated to you. I love you, and I know you're a champion and you're gonna pull through. And then I have my other parent, I call him my bonus dad, I don't like the word stepdad, who actually overcame cancer. And I'm so grateful for him getting through this journey and being so strong within himself. And I know that anyone who's watching, who's going through it, if you are enduring it yourself, if you have a family member who's ill or you're a cancer survivor yourself, just know that I am keeping you in my heart, I'm keeping you in my prayers, and I know that you will overcome this. Being raised by a single mother who came from the Caribbean, who didn't know English, that didn't have any parents. Mom, this is also dedicated to you for building such a strong, independent woman who didn't keep things to myself. I do what I can so I can help others. The best gift in life is passing your wisdom on to someone else, helping them to believe in themselves, helping them to have the courage and the empowerment to know that they can be anything they want to be in this world. So I thank you, Mom, for showing me that. One thing I'll say people don't know is that I have survived being in a shelter. When I was a child, I was in a women's shelter with my family and my mom, and just knowing where we are now, I'm a first-time homeowner. And I don't live that far from where that shelter was. A lot of people don't know this about me. They think that I come from a very well-off family and I have parents that have all the things. No, we didn't. We were lucky that we could survive and make do with what we had. And my family never stopped fighting to have a better life. And that's why I do what I do now. I mentor kids, I mentor the youth. I've helped kids that have cultural barriers. English isn't their first language. They're the first to graduate from college. Two of my wonderful mentees, one was from Brazil, Marina, the other was from Nepal, Saraswati. I'm so proud of you. I was able to help them get their first full-time jobs and just know someone that looked like them had a place in this world. So I say that to say there's hope. Whatever you're going through, whether it's medical, spiritual, emotional, abuse or trauma. Yes, I'm an abuse survivor as well. Emotional and physical. A lot of people don't know that as well. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and I believe in you. I see you. Just make sure you see yourself. So now I want to go a little bit deeper into the trauma that I experienced with my family. We thought we had it all. We figured it all out after going through that journey, as I mentioned, being raised by a single mom and trying to find our way. And my mom did remarry, and our life changed for the better. And one day we got a call that there is something wrong with my stepdad. They discovered a lump in his neck, and we thought, okay, maybe it's, I don't know if you've heard of it, a swollen lymph node, something small, no big deal. And then we found out it was cancer, and our whole world shook. Like, we felt like this can't be real. Like, how? We figured it all out. We rose from the ashes. We overcame the hardest challenges. How could we be facing this now? And it was a journey. And I remember pulling my stepdad aside. Like I said, I don't like saying stepdad, my bonus dad. And I said, listen, you got this. It was the first time I saw the man that I thought was the strongest, biggest. He's like over 6 foot tall. And the first time I saw him cry. And I said, wipe your tears away. I know we're gonna get through this together as a family. And I went to the treatments. I went to the chemotherapy. And that's why I said my heart goes out to anyone who's going through this, because you have to be a soldier for those that are going through it. You have to be strong. You have to be a champion for them. They need your strength. And after a very long battle, finally we got the news that he is cancer free. And I thought, I can celebrate now. Until I got the call that my dad, my birth father, was diagnosed with cancer. So I was like, wow, one trauma, another trauma, this can't be happening. Mind you, I was dealing with my own medical issues as well. So I said, I have to still be a champion, because I have to be a champion for myself. I have to be a champion for my family. I can't let them down. And I will say my dad is still in treatment and fighting. And I love you, Dad. And I know you're gonna get through this, because I believe in your strength and how you have always been there for our family. Even when you couldn't be there physically, you were there emotionally, you were there spiritually. And I think we just have to remember what we have within ourselves and unlock that courage, unlock that strength that we have, because we can be the backbone. We can be the power that other people need when they don't have it. We just have to find it within ourselves. And I'm proud to say I called my dad and spoke to him on the way to this interview, and he's so proud. He is so proud that I'm sharing the story. He is so proud that I'm brave enough to speak about things when everyone else in the world just thinks you're Superwoman and you're perfect. But you're perfectly imperfect. You're perfectly you. You're uniquely you by design. But we're all flawed. Because when you take the crown off and you take the gown off and you take the sash off, I'm just a regular girl who wants to do things to help people in this world. I know my purpose is great, and I know that I'm meant to help others. I always quote the famous Gloria Steinem, I'm not giving up my torch, thank you. I'm passing my torch, because if we each have a torch, there's a lot more light. And I know that's my purpose on this planet. And I know every time I mentor a young person and help them to feel, doesn't matter what they're going through in their life, family, pain, trauma, abuse, poverty, that they can get through it. And there's one other thing that I have to mention that I went through. And it happened during the pandemic. I have suffered the loss of a partner. I'm grateful today. Shout out to Don, I have a great partner in my life now, but I did experience the loss of my angel back in the pandemic. And when I say loss, I mean, he tragically passed away. It was very unexpected. And I think what was great about him is that he cared about making a difference in the world. He wanted to end human trafficking. He wanted to end poverty. He actually had a foundation called the Global Unity Foundation, which still exists. It's been rebranded. But for anyone who's experiencing a loss of a partner, I just want to say one thing. Your time frame for grieving is yours. Don't let anyone tell you that you need to hurry up and move on. Take the time you need to heal within yourself. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm never afraid to speak loudly and proudly about my angel who still looks over. As I mentioned, I have a partner who's amazing in my life. But I am grateful that I have an angel who's looking down on me. And that kind of pain may never truly go away or heal, and that's okay. That's okay. Don't let the world decide how you heal from your trauma and pain. That's for you to decide. I've been in a relationship that I experienced emotional and physical abuse in my own home, and I felt unsafe, and I'd literally hide in a bathroom of my own home. And I tell you to say, you're gonna be okay. There's another life waiting for you. But you know that the higher powers test their strongest soldiers so that you can see the higher life that was designed uniquely for you. So don't give up hope no matter what you're going through, because I believe in you, and you just need to believe in yourself.
Hello, everyone. Again, welcome back. And, we come in with the interview part of this. You have just heard, well, Desiree, I wouldn't lie. I always see you all glammed up, like today, like how you're looking, all cronged up, always on the move, always on the beat. And I would never think that these are the things that happen in your life. And the thing about resilience, it's basically your truth of who you are. And that resilience creates that strong person. And it's really nice that you can come out and say, I am passing this torch down. Or I'm here to help others. Like when you spoke about the girl from Nepal and the what's the other one from Brazil?
Brazil.
Yes. When you spoke about them, I was like, wow, you just don't do one thing or just, show up at a fashion show or you're there for your business or for your clients. You're there for everyone. And that's amazing, even though you have been through the trials of life. So I want to just bring in a couple things here. So it's mental health. Things that is said can trigger someone else, but we are not here to trigger anyone. We're here to tell stories so others can hear that, wow, this person went through something similar that I am going through. And it is to allow you to know that you can do it too. Never give up. You are not alone. And Trauma Behind the Glamour tells you basically what happens behind the glamour. And we talk about this all the time. It's the trauma. She can go to a show where she's hosting the show and she has all direction, and the minute she reach in, they can slap her with a whole new set of directions. And this is happening now. This is going to happen. This is changing. I know it happens with you all the time, right?
All the time.
And you have to actually refocus your mind, but in a professional way. And these are some of the little things that happen that you could bypass. But I want to go back to when I started and I introduced you, I said that you got that achievement award.
Yes.
And not only the achievement award, her business got the under 40?
40 under 40 award.
40 under 40 award recently. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on being a first-time homeowner.
Thank
So
you.
you see how the steps goes up? Your little steps, the trauma happens, but it always come out on top. As we always say, right? There's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So I want to ask you, without all the accolades and the awards and everything, when it is that you have to reflect on this, let's put it as this healed girl inside who was once broken, how do you actually sit back and speak to yourself?
Right, that is a great question. Well, I want to start by saying thank you for having me, Mr. Trauma Talks. You do phenomenal, transformational, life-changing work because like you said, they see the exterior, all the things, but they don't know what's going on inside. So if you see me a little shaken up, it's because I've never shared some of these stories, the trauma, the abuse, all of the things that I've experienced on camera, let alone to anyone publicly beyond my close circle or tribe, as I call it. So thank you for giving me a safe space. I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, and I really mean that.
We are grateful that you're here and you're welcome. And this is the place, as we say, you can shed your tear, because when you have to step back into that place where something actually shook you inside, like when you have to talk to that little girl and say, hey, Des, we're doing good, Des. Look how far we came today. So how is it that you speak to this girl and you keep it together?
Yes, and I want to say and emphasize one thing, because you used a very key word. You said healed. We're all constantly healing.
Yes.
It's a healing journey. It's okay. That's why I tell people it doesn't matter what you've been through, whether it's a specific trauma, abuse, etc. It's okay to keep healing. There's no timeline for your grieving if you've had a loss. There's no timeline for you to put the pieces back together. We're all constantly, and you use another word around rediscovery. We're pivoting. We're finding ourselves. I tell the younger version of myself, stop being so hard on yourself. I remember being that overstimulated child who wanted to be the top of my class and wanted to do all these things because I said, well, my family came from South America for a better life. I felt privileged to even be in the United States. I'm like, I need to make my family proud. And when I mentored that young girl from Nepal and the young girl from Brazil, that's what they wanted too. I remember one of them's like, I have literally 6 classes and 2 to 3 jobs. And she was almost near burnout because she felt she needed to prove something. And I want to remind people watching, you don't have to prove anything except for to yourself. your inner self, your younger self. I always ask, I love that you said that, what would you tell your younger self? I'd say, take it easy, it's okay. Because you're gonna experience all of these hardships in your life. And I do believe, like I said, the higher powers test your strongest soldiers so that you can build the life you uniquely design.
I love that. And you know, we tell you all the time, Ra tells you all the time on your Trauma Talks, on Trauma Talk Thursdays, whichever podcast we have on that people listen to on Spotify. We shout out everyone, Spotify, on iHeartRadio, on Amazon Music, anywhere that you're listening to this podcast from. And I tell you all the time, your destiny is written. People say, oh, you have it in your hand to change things. You have it to change it into the right direction that it's already going to unfold.
Yes.
I was speaking to my mom just recently, and I said to her, she was talking about a child that died and how the tragedy happened. And I was like, Mom, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to change it. Just like your life, you can only make things better by learning from the past. But there's nothing that you could do to say, let's say you have a time machine to go back. Me, let's just say I have a time machine, I can go back into the past 20 years ago to change something. I wouldn't, because then I would not be here.
Yes.
Then I would not be able to stand up to do what we do for others, to allow them to know you are not alone, because we go through it too. And you said something when you started your interview, when you started your spotlight, she said this, the traumas that we go, that you see us here, we keep going through it.
Yes.
And that's the thing about that is so 100%. And yes, we have heard it, many guests have said it. And I love this. In the past, people will stereotype people and say, oh, she's still healing, or she did not heal from her past trauma. Every single one of us, every single day learns, and you heal while you learn. And that's a true thing. It's not just, and healing does not happen like that, like grief. If you do not understand the steps of grief, to accept it, how it happens, and simple things, grief happens when, like, you lost a job, you lose, a friendship. It's not all the time that people just grieve because someone passed away. Absolutely. And swinging into that now, how was those moments when you knew, when you found out, not just one, but let's just use two parents. So you were blessed to have two dads. Yes. And here you are having two dads, and both of them, one after the next, diagnosed with cancer.
It was a whirlwind. I had such a brief passing moment of celebration that I didn't even get to celebrate, because one beat cancer and I was so happy, and then I get the call and I'm like, this can't be happening. This is too much. And I said, what do I have to do? The same thing I did, like I said, for my big, strong stepdad, who's like twice my size. And I said, snap out of it. You got this. You're a strong man. Look at what you've done. He's a very successful business owner, started from the ground up, very humble, giving man, very healthy. That was the irony. It was like, he's the healthiest person I've ever met. So it just shows you that life is unpredictable and will throw you curveballs, but every lesson is a blessing. Everything I've experienced, the trauma after the trauma, has taught me my resilience. I love that word that he used, because I didn't think I had it in myself. And you know what's interesting? The person who needed the strength the most during it was my mom, because she was like the caregiver. So like being able to be her backbone when she's like, Desiree, I just can't. I'm like, I got this. Sorry. So it's, I'm trying not to, but it's hard. I know, I just did my makeup, but he brings it out. Okay, so my emotion. But I just knew what my role was, and I prayed on it, and I spoke to the higher powers, and I am a spiritual person, and I just said, I know what I need to do. I need to be the reason they laugh. I need to be the reason they smile. I need to be their courage. I need to be their strength. And I need to, most importantly, remind them that they're still a person. They don't want to feel like you think they're sick and weakless and defenseless. And I told my mom, I was like, stop. every time he coughs, don't think he needs to go to the hospital. You know, like you have to make him feel like a human being still. He's still a human. He's just recovering. And that strength is what I think helped my stepdad beat cancer. And I know it's going to help my dad beat cancer as well.
So your dad is still
He's still in
battling.
recovery. He just
Okay.
got out of the hospital. He's back and forth in and out of the hospital. He's still in chemo.
Ah.
And I talked to him on my ride here. He knows I'm here.
I know,
And he's
you
so
said that.
happy. He's like, send me everything. I want to see the like this brings
proud
him
of you.
this brings him joy. And I always tell people, do you want temporary happiness or a lifetime of joy? You decide. And I choose a lifetime of joy and to spread it to others. And hearing how excited he was on the whole ride here to this interview, it made me realize my purpose and why I'm doing what I do.
And that
Yeah.
is beautiful. You said something that, you know, that this man, your stepfather, was so healthy.
Yes.
Last week, we interviewed Paul Anthony. And Paul Anthony, as you said, you love the word resilience. Resilience is our conference, our mental health conference, in person, happening at the Palladium Times Square in
Yes.
June, on June 11th. And Paul Anthony is going to be one of our VIP speakers. And he said exactly that, similar to what you said. He's at the gym and his trainer looks at him and tells him, hey, check that, you have a lump on your neck, you better
No
check
way.
that out. Yeah,
Oh
he,
my
he
God.
survived cancer 3 times.
I love to hear the cancer survivor stories because it gives people hope.
Yes.
And we were scared. We were really scared, but I didn't let him see the fear. I'm just like, hey, how you doing? How you feeling? You look good. You know, just like, even though I wanted to go in the bathroom and cry,
Yeah.
I'm just like, hi, like, you know, like bring it, even if you have to like, you know, and I hate to say the fake it till you make it, but I'm like, I'm bringing him positivity. I'm bringing him encouragement and empowerment. He doesn't need to feel sick, even though he is. It's just like somebody who's experienced trauma. Don't make them feel like a victim.
Nah,
They're not
I
a
love that.
victim. They're not even a survivor. They're an overcomer. They overcame it.
You're coming in with some of the questions I want to ask you, and as you spoke about all these things. And one of the things I want to share here is my uncle. I spoke about this just last week with Paul as well. My uncle, he died from cancer in 1998. He was diagnosed in 1997. I think somewhere around there, if I'm getting the dates right. But one thing is he had this lumberyard and a sawmill. He used to cut trees into boards, right? And he had lost one of his leg to cancer. This man drove his own cars, drove his truck, operated his machinery on a big tall stool. He never gave up. And one of the most hurtful things that I always remember is the only person I connected with in 1997 when Titanic came out was him. And I came and I told him the whole thing about what happened in the movie. I came one day and I told, and this is exactly the truth. You don't treat people who are sick like something is wrong with them, or pity them, or make them feel, you're not gonna hurt them, you're not trying to make them feel worse, but you are there for them to uplift their spirits.
Yes.
Swinging in, you spoke about 2 huge traumas, and that's emotional and physical abuse. And not
Yes.
only that, it happened to you as an individual who is strong, who represents women.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about these type of things that's happening in society today, with all the help that it has and everything? Why does it still happen?
Wow. And like I said, this is a first, like everything. I have waited for this interview. So if you see the emotion, you see my eyes getting watery, I can't help it. So,
And it's real.
okay. Whew. I'm sorry if I need a minute, but I'm a domestic abuse survivor. Never put that out there. So, whew, I'm sorry. I knew it was going to come. So, I think it still happens today because, or should I say, not because women are financially dependent, because some women are still emotionally dependent. And I say that as, yes, a first-time home buyer. I was at the time, like I said, I'm in a happy, supportive relationship right now, but I bought it as a single homeowner. I was alone in the process. And I think, and I have a strong career and I have all the financial resources to live a comfortable life. That's what I say, comfortable. But I grew in emotional dependency on my past relationship. And everyone, when they found out, they're like, why? You have it all. Like, why would you? Because that was the only thing that was missing. That emotional, when you have something to celebrate, you have someone to celebrate it with. When you have milestones in your life, like you mentioned, I had Lifetime Achievement Award, the 40 Under 40 Award. I want someone to celebrate it with. But I realized it was an empty void I was filling, that I felt maybe I didn't spend enough time on relationships and dating. I was just fast tracking my career, and there was a void. So I really think it's emotional dependency. But I think if women or men, because it happens to men as well, have stronger emotional intelligence, EQ, then we can overcome this barrier. And that can come through therapy. It can come through having conversations, open dialogues like this, safe spaces where we can let it out and say, hey, I feel alone. And like you said, you're not alone.
You're not alone.
And I think that's why I endured it. And yes, I thought, I'm in love. That wasn't love. Love does not hurt. Love does not attack. Love does not criticize. Love is beautiful, patient, kind. So it was a learning experience for me, and I'm glad I'm putting it out there, because I actually have some women who want to start a movement around this to spread awareness to victims, and I want to welcome men, and not victims, sorry, people who experience, I take that word back, overcomers and survivors, and spread that voice of hope. So I'm glad I'm finally doing it. I've been wanting to do it for a few years, but I didn't want to put it out there that I was a survivor or an overcomer, and I'm finally doing it. So now it's out there, and I think it's finally time for me to start the movement and help.
Well, I think you will do very well, because number one is you're very bold. And when I say bold, in a way that it's really good, that you're outspoken, that you're a person that you went through your traumas, you put it behind you, you never allow it to hold you back. And this is something I say all the time. You cannot allow things to hold you back, because at the end of the day, if you keep holding on to things, it's just going to accumulate more. Yes. It's going to get worse. You will get sick. We were speaking about autoimmune diseases recently, and they found, if right now, the researchers has found that most autoimmune diseases is because of stress. It's because of something that you are overworked with. Now, you came in and you said some things just now, that there are so many different ways that you can help with trauma and stuff like this. Meditation, we tell people all the time. Exercise.
Yes.
You know, just recently I was talking to someone, they was like, you got to find a hobby. A hobby that aligns with you, that takes your mind off things. You know, like when everybody asks me, oh, Ra, so wait, you write? I'm an author? Yes. You're a motivational speaker? Yes. You host all these podcasts? Yes. But then it comes one of the toughest things, you sing. And yes, you have to sing, you have to practice every single day.
Well, you know I'm a singer too.
Yeah, we were at that show together for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, you have to dedicate that time. And when you can do that, and this has nothing to do with, still, you have your morning routine. Maybe you might get up, get to your prayer room, say a prayer, stay there in silence. It helps to manage you and bottle you into the right direction. This is the thing I always say. So you cannot just let things be and let it go. You gotta actually stand with it and understand that you can, you shall, and you will. You would not stop. You cannot give up. You cannot think about the past. You gotta let it go.
Right.
I love that you said that you are a first-time homeowner by yourself.
Yes.
I want you to tell everyone who is in a position like you right now, we're swaying off from all the glam and everything, but give someone who is like yourself, about to purchase a house, be a single homeowner like yourself, what advice would you have for them at this time? please mention the paperwork.
Yes. So interesting enough, I come from a financial background. So I have, 15 years of experience. I worked on Wall Street. So one of the biggest things I can say, which is important, this isn't me soliciting any advice directly on financial investing or anything, but what I am going to say, budgeting is key. And it's kind of like blind budgeting, like putting things away when you don't even realize it's happening in a safe space. And at your comfort level, right? It depends on how you feel about, if you want to be in the markets or not be in the markets. It's not about that. It's about saving it, as that expression goes, for a rainy day, and saving it for the big day, right? So that was what really set me up for success. I actually proudly say this, not boasting, that I beat out 10 other offers for this house, and some of them had cash offers, some of them were couples, and I'm just this. I mean, when I got the call, I cried because I'm like, are they serious? Are they sure? Me? But little old me, when they had like couples coming in with like cash offers, it just didn't feel real. But they liked my proposal, and I worked with my realtor. I always say, find your tribe, find your board of directors, find the people who will fight for you, because we sat together and literally created a formula to outpace other offers. There was a method to the madness, and I just want to encourage you to just believe in your ability to do it. Don't think you're too small, you're unimportant, or I don't have the financial resource. Build yourself up so no one can break you down, because that's something that no one can do. They can't. Your mind is one of your greatest gifts. So if you believe it here, you can make it happen.
Wow. And yeah, this is what Ra tell it to you right there. And she said all that. And it just breaks down to what is meant for you shall never pass you by. And what passes you by was never meant for you. Ooh. So it happens all in one together for you. Tell these amazing people where they can find you.
Absolutely. So you can find me from a business perspective, as per what was mentioned earlier, at _business_matchmaker, or if you want to go to the site, it's thebusinessmatchmaker.org. Now, from a media fashion, right, this is Trauma Behind the Glamor. If you want to see the glamorous side, where that I do music, fashion, multimedia, that's at Women in Business Rock. Or if you wanted to see my music, that's at Desire_my_music. Did I mention I cook? Follow me at Chef It Up with Desiree as well.
That's so cool. You see how many things. Let me ask you this final question, and this is something I like. I really wanted to highlight you for a while. Oh, if we have met each other at the women's it was the women's awards, right?
Yes.
We were together from the UN.
Yes.
So what it is that you can actually take away from your time in life to today, your entire experience from a child to now, and when you have to think about that advice that you want to give that same girl or yourself, that the audience, the millions, it's not just one person, because another person is you. I always say we live each other's lives.
Yes.
And guess what? What would you tell from another person like yourself? What would you tell them? This is what I took away so far from life.
Yes. I would say just know that every battle you face is all about the journey. You know, they say it's about the journey, not just the destination. The destination is key, but it's about all the learning blocks along the way. I think knowing that you don't have to have it all right now, that resilience, that strength will come in time. That will come with wisdom. That will come with emotional intelligence. I would say practice kindness. You don't know what someone's going through, and kindness can go a long way. People always say in this journey, how did you get to where you are? Because I say there's 3 life stages. There's where are you now, where do you want to be, and what are you going to do to get there? How did I get there? By being kind, by volunteering my time,
I volunteered for numerous organizations over the years and didn't ask for anything in return. What did it result in? My first magazine cover, my first TV spot, my first podcast feature, my first radio show. All of these things, referrals, it led me to being referred for this opportunity where, just so you know, I not only got the crown, I also got paid for being there and got a nice steak dinner. So I always say to people, being kind to others, the universe will pay it back to you in ways you'd never imagined. Did I do this for an award or recognition? I didn't know about these awards. The 40 Under 40 award was still a new concept to me not that long ago. The Lifetime Achievement Award, I got that for my hours and hours and years of community service. I did not know you could get that. I got a Volunteer of the Year award, a Spirit of the Year award from my past company. I didn't do it for the accolades. I did it for the impact. And if I could say one final thing is, people may not remember who you are, but they'll remember how you feel. Maya Angelou said something around that. And I always say this quote, to remember who you are and your impact and how you show up. And it goes a little something like this. Shout out to Jay Danzy. Your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card. How you leave others feeling after having an experience with you becomes your trademark. So remember who you are and how you show up in the world and how you make others feel, because even if you're having a bad day, you can still make someone stay brighter.
Wow, I love it. You all have heard it from Desiree today. And you said so many things that we could go into, but one of the things I want, when she was saying and speaking about the accolades and the awards and every single thing that she got, one of the greatest things I always tell people, those are your moments that nobody can ever take away. That feeling, how it is happening, unfolding. That day that you go on stage to collect your degree, your bachelor's degree or your master's degree at graduation.
Yes.
The times when you want to give up, that's exactly what she's speaking about. That's the same thing in a different way. Just keep climbing the ladder. You might not think about the awards because it sometimes hits me. What I have sitting down all over the place, the different awards and the different achievements. But at the end of the day, it's your hard work that really works for it. So as we started today, Trauma Behind the Glamor, we said to everyone, do not give up. You are not alone. And you have amazing people that you can listen to. Because as we were talking about age and what she had to share, from what she has accomplished in life so far. And one of the things, Desiree, with me, I did not accept my age until I was 45. When I was 45, I was like, I transformed. I'm telling you, at the age of 45, I realized, hey, I'm 45. Now, clearly, every single year, I love being 48. I love being this person who has all this knowledge. Because if you had to take me back 20 years and dump me to wherever I was at 20 years ago, please take me with all this knowledge.
I wasn't going to say a day over 38, but yeah, I always say it's not how old you are, it's how you feel. But
yeah, well, that's another thing too. I have this way about me that I think that, life is what you make it.
yes.
And every single day, we got to make it better for ourselves. So every one of you listening, please share, like, comment, follow Desiree, all that she said, all her social medias, follow her. And don't forget, she's a chef. She might cook for you as well.
I just might.
All of you, we love you.
Thank you.
Desiree,
thank
you so much for coming and sharing and being on the spotlight on Trauma Behind the Glamor. This is Ra and the amazing Desiree. We love you all.
Love you.